Good morning, thanks for joining me today for this Instagram Live. Today we're going to be discussing supply chain issues, which are ongoing as we do get a lot of our supplies from across the world. We are a small local family business, but we do lean on a global supply chain. So the question that I've posed at the start of this vlog is, why are investors moving away from China? What's the background to this? So I kind of wanted to ask you a large global kind of question and then funnel it down to what we're doing here at Astral Hygiene to counteract that problem. So a bit of background, Bloomberg, the Sunday Times and websites like Investment Monitor, which I watch here at Astral Hygiene, are now reporting that lots of investment firms are strategically reevaluating their investment portfolio with their sights specifically set on China. So all of the kind of chambers of commerce, including the European Chamber of Commerce, the US Chamber of Commerce, and importantly the British Chamber of Commerce, have reported that there's been a dramatic impact on business operations across the world as a result of what's kind of going on in China. So 74% of businesses in the UK have reported decreased revenue projects, and up to 51% shipments have been disrupted. 51% of shipments have been disrupted. So that is why we're continually on the phone saying there's been a delay on this item, there's been a delay on this item. There's been a reduction of 49% in new investment in China, which is crazy, and that was reported by the British Chamber of Commerce in China. So things are really, really being shaken up in China. So why is this happening? There's been numerous outbreaks of COVID-19 across China, and following lockdowns, typically there's been prolonged outbreaks of disruption in business practices across the world as a result of what's going on in China. And in fact, the president of the American Chamber of Commerce has said the COVID lockdowns this year and the restrictions over the past 2 years are going to mean that 3, 4, 5 years into the future, we're likely to see investment die into China. So over the past kind of 10, 20 years, China has been growing as a superpower. Now a lot of the investment is being withdrawn from China. Sources in Apple, which is a company that we all are familiar with, so Apple has been reevaluating its supply chain after billions of pounds of losses throughout 2020 and 2021. It has been reported that £8 billion a quarter is being lost out of Apple due to these supply chain disruptions. And they've got their sights set on India or Vietnam to move the production of their goods to. But in fact, the Wall Street Journal has very recently, that 90% of iPads, iPhones and MacBooks are still produced in China. So it's a huge problem. So here at Astral Hygiene and at the giant of Apple, we are experiencing supply chain disruptions. It's not isolated to one organisation. And we are operating with a large scale problem in an ever-changing landscape. The global sourcing remains central to these challenges, and a lot of companies, like we used to offer, and it's something that I introduced here, is a just-in-time stock inventory. So we get the stock in just in time for it going out. Now, with all the delays and the ever-changing landscape and the infinite lead times, we cannot operate on that just-in-time stock inventory. So now we're operating that just-in-case stock inventory, which means that the majority of our large stock lines, we are sitting on a huge amount of stock to make sure that we've got stock to go out to customers. But sometimes the lead times for those, really, really popular stock items are extended beyond even our expectations. So that's when we have to source for an alternative supplier, which we do here. We're having to ensure that our supply chain is both resilient and sustained, which is hard. Balancing these two supply objectives is very difficult when we're buying an environment where the lead times are infinite and ever changing. It's hard. while we try to navigate all of these pressures and challenges, can you please be patient with us while we try to land your goods on our shore? So we're not putting all of our eggs in the baskets of, Asian countries. We have actually tried to move our supply chain even further to our shores. We do operate with a number of UK manufacturers and EU manufacturers, and we're trying to bring our supply chain nearer to our shores. We've done this not as a result of COVID. We did this actually in line with our sustainability policy. So sustainability to us is so important. Environmentally friendly practices are absolutely the cornerstone of our business. So we've worked incredibly hard to pivot our supply chain in line with our sustainability policy by using more and more suppliers that are based and manufactured in the UK and the EU. So we are moving our supply chain nearer to our shores, and that's really positive news. However, this doesn't solve the problem. We still buy specialist mops from Italy, items from China, and in fact our supply chain is still scattered all over the world. It's just less far away now. We are taking huge strides to move everything nearer, but it does take time. We've got to do a huge amount of due diligence to make sure that our supply chain remains uninterrupted, and we still need to have a global reach as an organisation. So we'll continue to assess and strategically evaluate the agility and resilience of our supply network to the best of our ability. So that's it from me this week. You'll be seeing a lot more lives coming up over the next few weeks. Please give us a little like, share it, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks. Bye.